Hello everyone, greetings and hope you are doing great. Today in the industry, all the business are done through the phone and for which call center dialer has become the most efficient way to do the business. And here I'll be representing the same and showing a demonstration of call center dialer and how it works. So let's get started about the demo. So call center dialer is a web-based application where agent and administrators have to enter the IP address in the browser in order to log in. So here, for example, open the browser, enter your IP address. It Here for the demonstration it's given as 192.168.2.5 and just enter. Wow, and you'll get three options: agent login, administrator and the reports. So as the name suggests, it's for that respective department. And for the agents, this administrator and reports will be disabled so that they don't misuse this option. And before you click on the agent login, so each and every PC should have a soft phone. Here what you see is a SFL phone, and similarly you'll get Zoiper, Xlite, which are freeware. It can be downloaded from online. Install this softphone in all the PC and configure an extension in the administrator part, which will be trained later. Once it is done, then you'll be able to log in to the agent. Let us study one by one. Click on the agent login, and once you click on that, it will ask you for a phone login and phone password. Enter the same phone login and phone password which has been configured in the soft phone in the respective PC. Then submit it. Once it's been submitted, it will ask you for a user login and user password. Here, enter the user login. This is for the agents and the password given to them. And below that, you'll find an option called campaign. Campaign is nothing but a process. It can be your sales department or a technical department or account department, or you can have different projects like Airtel, Vodafone. Under that, you can have your own department, and which will be again segregated by skill based, and we'll discuss that also in the later part. So select one of that process and just submit it. Once you submit that, okay, you'll get a welcoming call. Just answer that call and do not hang up the call or close the soft phone. Just minimize that. And the screen what you're seeing is nothing but a skill based routing. Here your agent has to select the appropriate department or the language in order to log it. For now, just select hard all, and below you find an checkbox called a blended calling. So once the agent check in this box, they'll be able to make manual call. If not, they won't get this outbound call feature. Once it is done, just submit it and they'll get a fantastic agent login page. Here in the middle you have all the customer information: first name, address, city, province, everything, including the comments. See, all these labels are customizable and we can have it according to the custom client requirement. And you have script option as well. Here it's like go green cycle. Okay, you can avoid all the R copy and just paste your company's script informations here on this tab. So you can have a number of schemes and there is no any harm to that. And just once it is done, and on your left you have buttons such as resume, pass, hang up, park, and transfer. Let me make a live call so that you can see how lively it looks. So for the agent, in order to receive the call, they have to click on the Z mode, and below at the down you have a show in queue options. Here whenever the customer calls, you'll see the calls in the queue. See, for example, I have called from extension shows as comma G calling from 6635. As soon as the agent click on the resume, the call will land on the screen. Wow. So under here you'll see a frontal display which is nothing but a pop-up about the caller's information, comma G and call from 6635. Just click on OK, and you can see a lively call and showing highlighted in green color. So as you can see at the top left corner, and below that you have options like par call. So when you click on the par call, okay, where the customer will be put on hold, and here you can play any music also to the customer. And meanwhile the agent can talk to the administrator or the supervisor to get the consultant, and you can unpack the call and talk to the customer. So this is the use of the par call. And next to that you have a transfer button. Transfer, you have very good features, and you'll have a drop down button where you can transfer the call between the departments. Just select your departments and click on the local closure. The call will be transferred to the respective department. And now below that you have number to call, and you have transfer options such as blind transfer, dial with customer, some par customer dial. Here what you have to do is just enter the number to whom you want to transfer and click on the button blind transfer. Once you click on the blind transfer, what happens is the call will be blindly transferred to that number, and here the agent will not know what happened to that call. But in case of dial with customer, here it's similar. I just dial the number and click on the dial with customer. Here the agent, customer, and the transfer number all will join the conference, so they will have a conference call. That's beautiful, isn't it? And next to that you have call, par customer dial. This is a similar option, and where the customer will be put on hold, and here the agent will be interacting with the supervisor. Once that the call is been entered into the conference, now in order to disconnect the transfer line or both the lines, what you can do is in the middle you can see hang up extra line, hang up both lines, and leave three-way call options. When you click on hang up extra line, what happens is that transfer line will be disconnected, but in case of hang up both lines, both the customer and the transfer line both will be disconnected. Here in the leave three-way call, what happens is here the agent will be released from the conference, and the customer will be directly interacting with the supervisor. So this is all about the transfer options, and you have D1, D2, D3, D4, D5 option. This is nothing but a shortcut where you can define your TL number or administrator number or supervisor number. When the agent clicks on that D1 or D2, that number will come out in the number to call cell, and it will be easy for the agents to transfer the call. So these are the transfer options, and below that you can see we have a recording options. Okay, by default all the calls are recorded, and in case no, if they don't want to record the calls, even we can disable the recording features. And below recording we have web form. This is nothing but a quick reference where the client can they link their website or CRM. So as soon as the agent come log in, they can just click on that so that they can open the website ID or the CRM. And so what next? So you have callback features here, and before I go into the callback feature, I would like to show you something. uh, okay, just click on the hang up button. As soon as you click on the hang up button, you'll get a disposition code, which is very important because at the end of the day you'll be finding what happened to the lead status, uh, which is based on the agent's what's epics the code. Say for example, if the customer says that give me a call after 1 hour, so what you can do is just click on the callback option here in the call disposition code and submit it. As soon as you submit it, you'll get a separate screen where you can define the time and schedule the time to call the customer. And here you have one cool feature called my callback only option. When the agent select this option, this call at that particular time will be routed to only that agent. In case if it's not checking in this box, at that time the call will go to any of the agent who is free at that time, and just select the date and submit it. Once it is done, you can see the callback has changed to one active callbacks. That's great, isn't it? And we also have passcode button here. In our If the agents are going for pass, they have to just any break, they have to just click on the pass and select the appropriate passcode button. Say for example, tea break, just click on that so that the time will be captured under the tea break passcode. And along with that, we have a manual dial option where agents can manually enter the number and they can call the customer or any particular person. Just enter the number and just click on dial now. The call will go to the respective number. I hope you find it interesting about the login page of the agents. So if you have any query, you can just give me a call, which is mentioned in the below at the end of the video. Now let's move to the administrator page, which is similar. Enter the IP address in the browser and just click on the administrator. It will ask you for the username and password. This is where it will create everything for your process. You have a campaign facility where you can define your process and you can give certain settings for your process. The settings is nothing but what are the access you want to give to your agents, and what are the access you don't want to give to the agents. and what are the access you want for your process. So similarly you can define, say for example it's an inbound, and you'll find a lots of settings here. Once you click on the detail view, so many settings here. Obviously you can select, choose what are required for your process, and other you can just disable it. And then once you create your process, you can create your in groups for the inbound process, which is similar. Just click on the add a new group and just enter your group ID, name, color. If you want to choose something, you can choose web form, voicemail, next urgent call, frontal display, and all these things. And you can also define all your settings here as well, which is similar to what you did for the campaign process. And this is for the in group, and for the outbound you have specially called user groups, which is also kind of similar. You can just click on add a new group and enter the relevant details. So for example, agents group I have, and I have given all this privilege and the access for this group. And the next, you have a script. This is where you'll add all your scripts. And you have a list. This is where you'll add your list for the outbound calling. Just give a list ID. An appropriate date for the day will be very good. And you can give a name of your process and select the campaign to which you want to add the list, and keep it active in order to add the list ID to that campaign. So once you create a list ID, say for example 999, so what you can do is go to the load new leads and browse. Click on the browse and select your report and just upload it. And so once it is done, just click on the submit to upload the leads. So once that list is perfectly loaded, you can just click on the submit and the leads will be loaded in the dialer. So once the list is loaded correctly, what you can do is you can keep the campaign process active mode so that the list will be dialed in the dialer. And other features what you have is the users. This is where you create all your user accounts, which is nothing but for your agents. Give the appropriate name and password and the full name, and you have a user level, which is something nothing but a privilege of the access that you'll be giving to the agents. Anything if you give below 6 is for the agents, and 8 9 you have for the administrator. And select the appropriate group in which your agent has to log in. And after that we have like report sections, which is very important, where we'll provide a real time monitoring screen. Yeah, you'll see everything currently happening in your process, up to date, and about your lead status, and how many agents have logged in, and what their status is, and how many calls has been ringing, and how many agents are in pass mode, how many agents are in dead calls. All the information along with the color code, you'll be able to find it. And on top of that, we also give a barging facility and listening facility. You can just click on barge and give it that extension where the call has to go, and just submit it, so that you'll see all the barging facility. And you can barge all the agents voice files and everything. And you can interrupt in between if you find something wrong. So this is the real time monitoring screen, which is very important. And this also you can put it in a big screen, and you can have a lively update. That's one of the wonderful features we have. And along with that, we have so many reports, like inbound reports, summary reports, DID reports, IVS, such a cool report. And we have outbound summary report, and we have frontal closure report, export calls report, and we have agent time details, and we have agent status details, agent performance details. So using this agent performance data, you can define incentive for all the agents. So these are the different reports which you can get along with in our dialer. And not to forget to mention that we also have a different section where you can pull out the reports. Let me show that, which is very easier compared to what you saw now. Similarly, enter your IP address, and here you'll find reports. Just click on the reports. Here you'll find a shortcut where you can pull all your reports. Just click on inbound call report and mention the start date and the end date, and just click on download to download the report. Wow. So here you can see all the calls which has been dial between the date you are selected while downloading. So you have a campaign and you have the list ID and you have the call date and the queue, so how long the call was in the queue on lengths in second. So what was the duration of the call between the agent and the customer, and the status, which is very important to know what happened in that call. Was it a busy call or a disconnected call? It's a drop call. It's everything you'll find in an instance, and you can filter it and you can pull out the reports. So this is the basic report what you saw, and you have disposition wise report where you can just mention the list ID and just click on download, so that you'll get that only particular report of that list ID. As you can see, triple N, which I was mentioned. You can have a report like this as well based on the list ID. And we also have a voice logger where all the calls which has been recorded can be played or deleted, or you can download it and you can filter this. Say for example I want to see all the calls more than 10 minutes, you can just give duration greater than 10 and you can filter. It's absolutely, it's fantastic, isn't it? So this is a voice logger and you can filter it based on date, time, source, destination and duration, and just log out once it is done. So these are the cool features what we have in our visited screen. And if you need anything more, we'll definitely happy to give a brief demo for you. And that's it. Thank you for watching the video and have a great day.